Hey, I'm Tim Schaufert, and at Minimal Audio we just released the Bloom sample pack, and I'm gonna walk you through how I used it to make this song. So for the intro, I started off with a bass layered with 2 melodic loops. And then what I wanted to add is some form of vocal texture. So I went into the vocal elements right here, and I found this really cool sounding clouds sample. So let's have a listen. Okay, so let's drag that in and pitch it up 1 semitone because we're in C sharp minor. And then let's play the whole thing. And then another thing for the intro is I wanted to add a riser. And then what I think works really well in organic chill songs is if the riser is made from a organic sound recording. So I went into Foley and textures, and then I settled on this melancholy rain sample right here, and I dragged that in and just put a fade on it and put an LFO tool on it to give it that classic riser movement. So let's see what that sounds like. Moving into the drop, for the drums, I selected some one-shots, and then what sounds really cool is if each snare hit sounds a little bit different. So I went into the drums folder here, and I selected this Mono River snare loop. So let's listen. And I layered that on top of my original one-shot snare sample. So now each time the snare hits, it sounds a little bit different, and that just adds to the organicness of the song. And then for the hats, I did something very similar. I started off with a basic loop right here. And I took a whole drum loop to add on to that and layer and make it sound natural, organic, right? The single hat sounds a little bit stale. So this is the drum loop that I used. And then I high passed it. You still get a little bit of that snare hit in there. So I think it sounds really cool in context. Right, it sounds very natural, nice flow, organic. So for the second part of the drop, I want to keep it moving, keep it interesting. And to switch things up, I looked into the vocal elements folder. And what really grabbed me immediately was the vocal edged loop right here. So to make that work in our song, we gotta do a little bit of work. Let's first pitch it up a semitone to get to C sharp minor. And then I want to set it to complex, the warp mode. And then the most important thing here is we're at 70 BPM. And I want to keep the rhythm, which is what I really like about this sample. So let's have this BPM right here from 120 to 60 so that it doesn't stretch it out too long. And now let's have a listen to how the first part of the drop sounds quite different now from the second. And that's how I made this song using only samples from the Bloom sample pack. If you guys want to check out the pack, there's a link in the description below. And let me know in the comments if you like this format. I would love to be back. And I'm going to let the song play out at the end here. But yeah, maybe until next time, bye.